I get some recommendations from the comment section that will lead me down some interesting rabbit holes. So, today, we're looking at a couple of different ways I found to use stake nudging. Now, what got me headed down this path all started here with this comment. Of course, I initially thought, yeah, this sounds like it could be challenging, but I'll figure it out. Then I quickly realized I had no clue how to build a gyroscope. So, I went and did a fair bit of research into different exploits people have found. And that's when I discovered stake nudging. Yeah, sounds kinda dirty. But first, we're gonna need a few items. So, I went to this shrine, located here on the map. While in this shrine, I grabbed 2 bowls by fusing them to shields, as well as one of these balls. Then, I headed over to Terrytown. Here, I infused the items by talking to this guy.
Outstanding!
With all of our ingredients in place, now onto the process of stake nudging. Essentially, you put your objects down like this. Then, you auto-build what you just put down. Doing this resets some value or something, because it allows you to take a stake and slightly pull it a little further away. Believe it or not, that's the whole process. You have to just repeat it a whole bunch of times. At some points, it will get pretty wild, where you'll just see huge blobs of that green mass. But after a certain point, it just disappears. One important thing to keep in mind is to make sure you keep your objects straight and don't let them get too tilted. Wonderful. Just great. Now, back to why I'm even doing this in the first place. Once I had enough space, I took the ball I grabbed earlier and stuck it in between these 2 bowls. In my mind, I figured it would allow the tires to go one way, and the bowls would move freely in the other direction, no matter what terrain we throw at it. Except lava. Or water. That's about it. Either way, all that I had left now is to go test it out. And yeah, it seems to work great. In fact, I drove all around the place, and not once did we get thrown off for any directional problems, and we even drove over many obstacles you would usually struggle against. Like this fence. So, that's a win in my book. Subscribe. I made an auto walking mech in a video a couple weeks ago, but I in fact failed to make it humanoid. So, I'm going to be using the same process I did with the gyroscope, and I'm going to make a new and improved auto walking mech. Except this time, I'm going to be putting an electric motor in between the legs. In case you're wondering, you can get the motor from this shrine, located here on the map. With the motor in place, this thing is looking pretty sick. In fact, it could be one of my favorite mechs yet. So, now I need to go test it out. I think I found an issue. It performs great on flat ground, but since the bowls will spin in the opposite direction of the tires, it doesn't allow us to move very effectively around the map. I also tried multiple iterations of this mech's foot, and it seemed like no matter what I chose, it was always kind of a pain to control. No, oh come on, just work. So, eventually, I decided to just let it control itself. And that was probably the best option, because it was pretty funny, watching a huge robot run around while I just waited to make sure it didn't fall off the map. Overall, I was pretty pleased with these designs, even if they are kinda hard to make. Oh yeah, do you guys like the camera thing? Somebody recommended it, and I figured I'd give it a try. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And as always, I'll catch you next time.